students, today we are going to read What's New at the Zoo. It's an animal adding adventure. This book was written by Suzanne Slade and was illustrated by Joan. It said that it was an animal adding adventure, so I know that there's going to be addition in this book. Addition is when you join two groups together and see how many you have in all. That's the total or sum. Let's go on an animal adventure. How many live in the zoo? We'll add up each creature, moms, dads, and their new babies too. 2 hungry pandas eat a bamboo lunch. 1 cub joins the meal. How many munch and crunch? So we have 2 plus 1. So how many are there all together? 3. If we joined those groups, we would have 3. See? Here's the 2 for that one, for those on that page. Here's the 1 for on this page. When we join these 2 groups together, we have a total of 3. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 4 dusty elephants spraying water jets. 2 calves join the fun. How many get wet? So we started out with 4 elephants. The strategy I'm using is called using manipulatives. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the ones that we had at first. And 2 calves joined them. So I had 4, and I'm adding or joining together the other 2. 4 plus 2 equals 6. We had that 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the 2 calves joined them. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 2 tiny peacocks gather around peahen, and 1 papa peacock. How many in the pen? So we had the 2 peacocks and the mom, the peahen. So we had 3. Then the papa peacock came. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So we had to take the group of 3 and add it to the group of 1. Altogether, we had a sum of 4. 4 mama monkeys swinging in a tree. Each holds an infant. How many do you see? So let's use red to show the 4 moms. And they didn't tell me how many babies there were. They just said that each mom had an infant. I'm going to use matching as the strategy to figure out how many babies there are. That mommy had a baby. That mommy had a baby. That mommy had a baby. And that mommy had a baby. So I know that there were 4 moms, and because each held an infant, I know that there were 4 babies. 4 mothers plus 4 infants. 4 plus 4 equals 8. You could count on, you could say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that could help you too. Three mammoth boas plus 2 neonates loop around the branches. How many figure 8s? So the 2 neonates, those are baby snakes. So there were 3 big snakes. That's what mammoth means, great big. So let's use red to show the great big mammoth snakes. And they told us that there were 2 baby snakes. We'll use yellow. So 1 addend is 3. That's one group. It's for the mammoth snakes. The next addend is 2. It's for the baby snakes. 3 plus 2 equals... You're right, it's 5. We could say 3, 4, 5. I like using my manipulatives as a strategy, and I also like counting on. They're both great for being a wonderful mathematician. 5 fuzzy brown bears snuggle close and smile. 2 cubs wiggle in. How many in the pile? So we started out with 5. The first addend was a group of 5. They told us there were 5 fuzzy brown bears. Do you remember how many were in our second group? Our second addend? Let's read it again. 5 fuzzy brown bears snuggle close and smile. 2 cubs wiggle in. Oh, it was 2. Very important to know how many is in each group. So I like to use 2 different colors. So I'm using red for the first addend. That's the 5, the group of 5. The second addend was those 2 cubs that wiggled in. I can say the bigger addend, that's 5, and count on for the smaller addend. 5, 6, 7. The manipulatives give me something that I can touch, which can help with counting. It's okay to use both strategies. 5 boomers bouncing up and down non-stop. 4 jumping joeys join. How many like to hop? So in the beginning of that math story, we had 5. It said 5 boomers bouncing up and down non-stop. There's my 5. Then it said that 4 jumping joeys joined. A joey is a baby kangaroo. So I know that it was 4. So the first addend is 5. The second addend is 4 because there's 5 in the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they said 4 jumping joeys, and we know the joeys are the babies. That was 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's the 4. With these manipulatives, you could start at 1, but we don't need to. We know that group had 5. I'm going to say 5 and then count on. Do it with me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. The total, or the sum, is 9. 6 speedy zebras run their fastest pace. How many are in the first group? 6. 4 foals trot behind. Oh, those are the baby zebras. A baby zebra is called a foal. And they said there were 4 of them. So here we have 6 speedy zebras running their fastest pace. 4 foals trot behind. How many in the race? They want to know how many there are in all. How many all together? 6 plus 4 is the same as one group of, say 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Equals means the same as. So when you push them together, 6 and 4 together is the same as 10. That's why we use the equal sign. It means the same as. 8 spotted long necks stretching straight and tall. 5 calves cuddle close. What's the sum of all? The sum is another word for total, or the answer in addition. It's how many there are in all. They had 8 spotted long necks. Those are the adults. I know it told me that there were 8 spotted long necks. Then it said that there were 5 calves cuddling close. A calf is a baby giraffe, and they said there were 5. So I could use two different types of strategies here with my manipulatives. I could use counting on and say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or I could pretend it's in a 10 frame because I know that this almost looks like a 10 frame that's missing these two. If I pushed them up there, it would look just like a 10 frame. 5 on the top row, 5 on the bottom row. That's one group of 10. A group of 10 and 3 extra ones is 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. 8 plus 5 equals 13. The sum is 13. The total is 13. Ten playful penguins slip and slide and flip. 5 chicks want a turn. How many take a dip? Oh, so here we already have a group of 10. I'm going to use 10 like a 10 frame. I know that a 10 frame looks like 2 rows of 5s. Does that look like a 10 frame to you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know this row has 5 too because they match. So they said 10 playful penguins slip and slide and flip. 5 chicks want a turn. How many chicks? 5. A chick is a baby penguin. Let's put out those 5. Am I going to start back at 1 and count from 1? No. I'm going to say 10. I know there's 10 there. Say 10. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 10 plus 5 equals 15. 10 plus these 5 is the same as 15 altogether. I also know that 10 and 5 extra ones is 15. It's one group of 10 and 5 extra ones. 10 plus 5 equals 15. 12 hanging fruit bats, sleeping sound and deep. 8 pups hide under wings. How many are asleep? My first group had 12. My first addend is 12. So I'm going to put 12 in my first group. And I know that they told me that my second group would have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's lots of rows of 5. If I move this up here, I know that that's a group of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a row to match them. That looks like a 10 frame to me. And down here, that looks like another 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's one to match each of those. Do you see the two 10 frames? Yeah. What's 2 groups of 10? 10 plus 10 is 20. Well, it looks like 10, 11, 12 plus 8 is also 20. Let's count on to say it. Say 12. That's our first addend. See how they're red? That's why I like to use 2 different colors. One color for each of my groups. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 12 plus 8 equals 20. Our math adventure is nearly done. We saw many creatures at play. Adding animals is lots of fun. How many animals did we find today? You could add on and you could count on to find out how many animals there were in all by adding the 10 zebras and the 20 bats, with the 13 giraffes, with the 6 elephants, the 4 peacocks, and the 7 bears, the 15 penguins, the 8 monkeys, the 9 kangaroos, the 5 snakes, and the 3 pandas. And if you did that, you'd come up with a pretty big number. You might need to use manipulatives to help you. Manipulatives is a great strategy to try. Counting on is fantastic as well. Visualizing a 10 frame and knowing what it looks like with the row of 5 on top and the row of 5 on the bottom, that can also help you in math. Thank you so much for reading What's New at the Zoo with me. You can add using things at your own house. Spoons could be a manipulative. Crayons could be a manipulative. You don't have to have the 2-sided color counters like I have. You could use almost anything. Thank you so much for being with me today and reading What's New at the Zoo. Goodbye, mathematicians.